Find your breath. See if your body's cooled down a little bit. So our yoga class, our yoga practice actually is like a little a wave. It's a cycle. We take the heart rate up, we take the breath up, and then we slowly bring it down and relax. And then we go back and forth, up and down. Now we're going to take those knees in towards our chest and we're going to roll on over to seated. So however you want to come up to seated. We're going to come all the way back up and we're going to do one little round of core strength. So I've been into a couple of things recently, and again, mostly because I observe my students. My students are usually 50 plus. Some of them are 70, 80 plus, and some of the things that go awry as we get older. And one thing that goes awry, we probably don't all like to know about it, but I'm going to tell you, is if you lose your core strength, then you lose, sometimes your organs can slip down. We've heard of that, right? It's called a prolapse. And we have students that have told me that when they strengthen their core muscles, a lot of their organs are now in better shape. So we're going to do that for the benefit of our organs, you guys, because the lower belly muscles from your belly button to your pubic bone, that is the area where all those organs are. They're important organs, and as we age, gravity just pulls them down. The only way to hold them in place is to create the strength there. And we're going to do that in boat pose. So boat pose, I'm sure you've all done it. We're going to do a few rounds, and I'll add options if you want to explore it. So we're going to sit with our legs like this, right? The hands are going to come behind you because we are going to bear weight. So that means you've got to have those wide palms, and you go back about 6 inches behind you. Right, so the first one, which is pretty easy, is the toes off and the feet are flexed, okay? So we're getting the lower body ready to engage. But then it all comes into play when the heels lift up. That is it. If that's the only thing you do right now and hang here, that's all the benefit. Everything else is just gravy. So it could be one arm out in front and then the other arm. So then we're balancing a little bit, so it's a little bit harder. Good. And then the shins would come up a little bit. And we're just holding. I know there's quivering. We're just creating strength. Make sure the knees are a little soft. Good. And then come all the way down. Good. And then give yourself a hug. So the hug is not just to give yourself a rest, but actually to let your belly muscles relax. Okay, so you want to just feel that sensation of letting go. Breathe really deep into the belly. Remember what we do. We contract the muscles tight. We create strength, and then we soften and we let them relax. We don't always want to be bound up, right? So we have to teach those muscles both feelings. Good. And then we're going to come back and we're going to add a little option to this. So the hands go back, toes up, heels up. Okay. Stay here if you want to, otherwise arms out. And we're going to do the same thing we did in chair. So that means one arm's going to go back behind us and we're going to look, oh boy, and then back to the center. And we're going to go back and look, and back to the center. And one more time, yeah, go. And back to the center. And one last time, go down. And back to the center, good. Now this time, legs together in a little diamond shape. We're gonna fold forward and really let all those belly muscles relax. So just fold forward, just take a break, and just breathe. Just breathe. Good, and then when you come back up, we're gonna go one more time into the core. Why not, you guys? We're gonna take the legs parallel, take them to the top of your mat. So if you can go scoot, 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 so the toes are at the top of your mat, then you're gonna take your hands and you're gonna lift yourself up so that kind of your butt's going back a little bit. So that means I don't want you like super tight like this, right? I want you to be back down so that little triangle pyramid is low. Both arms out in front. We're gonna go down to the mat, rolling down. So that means we're gonna tuck the chin, the low back's gonna touch first, and imagine, it's called beads on the necklace. Imagine that you're lowering down one little bead at a time. It's super hard, I guarantee you. There will be a moment that you flop, and that's all good. Feel free to flop. And when you come all the way down, straighten your legs, your toes are out, your heels are in, tuck your shoulders under a little bit, and your palms are facing up. Oh, let those front of those thighs and hips and belly open. Bringing in fresh prana. We're going to bring it into chair pose so the knees will stay bent, the arms will be out in front of you. If your shoulders don't bother you, you can reach up a little bit more towards your ears. I'm going to stay low for my shoulders today. And then we're going to bend that right arm and we're going to take it all the way behind us and look all the way behind us so the right arm's reaching back. And then we're going to bring it all the way out in front. And we're going to take it to the left, reach it back, and bring it all the way back in front. Oh, I think we should do one more time. Here we go. All the way back to the right, and then back, and all the way back to the left, and back. Good. Inhale, reach up.